The first rays of a cold Colorado morning stretched across the Rocky Mountains as helicopters thundered through the sky. Workers hurried across hangars. Mechanics checked engines. Executives prepared for another profitable day. And inside a small metal workshop on the edge of the airfield, 40-year-old Daniel Carter tightened the final bolt on a damaged helicopter rotor assembly. His hands were covered in grease. His work shirt was faded. His eyes carried the exhaustion of countless sleepless nights. Yet despite everything, he smiled, because every hour he worked, every sacrifice he made, every difficult day he endured, was for one person, his 13-year-old daughter Emma. His entire world 3 years earlier, Daniel had lived a completely different life. He owned a respected aviation repair company, pilots trusted him, airlines hired him, businesses competed for his expertise. His future looked secure. Then tragedy arrived. His wife Sarah was diagnosed with a rare illness. The treatments were expensive, painfully expensive. Daniel sold equipment, sold property, sold investments, sold everything he could, because every extra day with Sarah mattered, every memory mattered, every smile mattered. But despite his efforts, Sarah passed away, and after the medical debt arrived, Daniel's company collapsed, employees left, contracts disappeared, the bank took what remained. Within months, everything he had built was gone, everything except Emma. So Daniel started over again. He accepted jobs nobody wanted, night shifts, emergency repairs, dangerous projects, anything honest, anything that paid, anything that kept food on the table. His phone suddenly buzzed. Emma read. Daniel answered immediately. A smiling face appeared. "Dad." "Morning, kiddo." Emma adjusted her backpack. "Nervous?" Daniel laughed. "A little. You always say that. Because every job matters." Emma nodded. "Then they'll be lucky to have you." Daniel smiled. "You sound very confident." Emma grinned. "That's because you're the best mechanic in Colorado." Daniel laughed. "That's a big claim." "It's true." Then she pointed dramatically. "And don't forget dinner tonight." "I won't." "You forgot last week." "Time 3 times." Daniel shook his head. "Love you." "I love you too, Dad." The call ended, and suddenly, the long day felt easier across the airfield. A luxury helicopter sat inside Hangar 7. The aircraft belonged to Titan Aviation Solutions, one of the largest private aviation companies in the country. The helicopter had suffered severe mechanical damage after an emergency landing. Several repair teams had failed to fix it. Several engineers had given up. Then Daniel was hired as an independent contractor. Everyone said the aircraft was impossible to restore. Daniel disagreed. For 6 straight weeks, he worked morning, night, weekends, holidays, sometimes alone, sometimes sleeping inside the hangar slowly, piece by piece. The helicopter came back to life, finally. The project was finished. Daniel submitted his final report. A repair bill worth $87,000, money he desperately needed, money that represented 6 weeks of labor, money that would finally help him escape debt. 3 days later, Daniel entered Titan Aviation headquarters, a glass tower overlooking the mountains, luxury everywhere, marble floors, expensive artwork, executives carrying designer briefcases. The receptionist smiled politely. "Mr. Carter." "Yes, they're waiting." Daniel followed her into a conference room. 3 executives sat waiting. None looked happy. The oldest executive slid a document across the table. "We've reviewed your invoice." Daniel nodded, and the executive leaned back. "We're not paying it." Room became silent. Daniel blinked. "I'm sorry." The executive folded his arms. "We believe the charges are excessive." Daniel stared. Executive spoke. Helicopter was already operational. Daniel almost laughed. Operational? The aircraft hadn't flown in months. Everyone knew that. Daniel opened the repair file, pointing to photographs, destroyed components, damaged wiring, cracked assemblies. "You hired me because nobody else could repair it." Executives exchanged glances, then one smiled coldly. "Unfortunately, that's your opinion." Daniel felt anger rising, not because of the money, because of the dishonesty. For weeks, they praised his work. For weeks, they promised payment. Now suddenly, they claimed nothing was wrong. Daniel stood. "I rebuilt your aircraft." The oldest executive shrugged. "Then consider it a learning experience." Words hit like a punch. A learning experience. 6 weeks away from his daughter, 6 weeks of 14-hour days, 6 weeks of sacrifice, reduced to a joke. Daniel gathered his documents. His voice remained calm, but his eyes changed. "You'll regret this." Executives laughed. Daniel walked out, and none of them took him seriously, not yet. The following week, Titan Aviation scheduled a demonstration flight. Investors were arriving, reporters were attending. Millions of dollars depended on the event. The helicopter Daniel repaired was the star attraction. Everything was planned perfectly, until the pilots reviewed the maintenance records one by one. Problems appeared, questions surfaced, concerns spread. The lead pilot studied Daniel's repair reports, then discovered something shocking. The company had refused final certification, not because the repairs failed, because they hadn't paid the mechanic responsible. Within hours, word spread throughout the aviation community. Pilots talked, engineers talked, inspectors talked. Soon everyone knew Titan Aviation had refused to pay the man who rebuilt the aircraft. The reaction was immediate. The chief pilot walked into the executive office. "I'm not flying it." Executives looked stunned. "What?" The pilot remained firm. "Mechanic who rebuilt it hasn't signed final release documents." Another pilot agreed. "Neither will I." A third pilot stood. "Same here." Executives panicked. "You can't be serious." Chief pilot looked directly at them, very serious. Then he delivered a sentence nobody expected. "If Daniel Carter says the helicopter is safe, I'll fly it anywhere." He paused. "But if you treat the man responsible like this, no pilot worth trusting will touch that aircraft." Silence, absolute silence. The executives stared at one another. Investors were arriving. The media was arriving. Millions were at risk, and suddenly, the mechanic they had mocked, the single father they refused to pay, had become the most important person in the company. Meanwhile, Daniel sat in the bleachers at Emma's soccer game, cheering louder than every other parent, because unlike money, unlike contracts, unlike business politics, this was what mattered. Emma scored a goal. The crowd erupted. Daniel smiled proudly. Then his phone rang. Unknown number. He almost ignored it, almost. But something told him to answer. "Hello?" A nervous voice spoke. "Mr. Carter." Daniel immediately recognized it. One of Titan Aviation's executives. For the first time, the man's confidence was gone. And before Daniel could say another word, the executive whispered the sentence that would change everything. "Nobody will fly the helicopter."